Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is James and today I want to talk to you about my top 5 favourite bosses in Terraria. So, the next update is going to be the final boss, the Lunar boss. I think that's absolutely awesome, so I want to talk through some of the bosses that I already love so far, and why they mean so much to me. So, to kickstart this list, let's start with the Eye of Cthulhu. Now, the Eye of Cthulhu was actually meant to be the first boss in the game. You're originally supposed to progress into silver armour, and then have it spawn randomly. But as people have gone on, they've found other ways to get different bosses before this, and that's not the reason I love it. The reason I love it is because it's such a fun fight. When you've got a bunch of people all throwing shurikens, all going crazy because they think it's going to target them next, it's absolutely a blast. I've done this with no armor, with no health, and I still love this boss. It may be a little bit easy, it may be a little bit poor on the AI, but it is a really fun boss, and it deserves number 5 on this list. So number 4 on my list is actually the Brain of Cthulhu. Yeah, two Cthulhus in a row. That's not intentional. But the Brain of Cthulhu is so special to me because I was actually really hesitant about it at first. I thought, oh god, it's an Eater of Worlds variant. It'll probably be a reskin. It won't be the same. But by god, it's a good boss. It teleports around, it's actually a really challenging fight, and I think it's one of the most it's one of the most challenging fights for early game. And it's in a nice location. It's creepy. I like that it has minions before you actually fight the boss. It's a nice little variant from the rest of the bosses in the game, and that's why I love it so much. Now, number 3 on my list is actually the boss I had the most trouble with in my 1.2 Let's Play, Plantera. Now, the reason I love this boss is for a few reasons. First off, the soundtrack is absolutely brilliant. You can tell that it's inspired off a rock band, it is absolutely great. I love the music, and I love that it drops the guitar as well, that's a nice little tribute to that. The other reason I love it is because of the AI, it's actually brilliant. I love that it has 2 different forms, I love that when you take it onto the surface it gets enraged and even stronger. It's actually a really fun fight and it's hard to escape. I think it's actually quite challenging, I like that they did this as a pre-tier before Golem. It's just a nice boss and, you know, I had a lot of fun fighting it and I had a lot of fun trying to mess around, see how I could fight it. Then where was the best place to fight it? It was one of them ones that you had to take time to learn how to do. I like that. Now the second boss on my list is actually the Wall of Flesh. I don't know, it just has a special place in my heart. I love the Wall of Flesh. I think it's the gateway, it is the real gateway between the beginning and the end of the game. It's just amazing, like it was added in such an awesome update, it was added in the 1.1 update, and it took what we already knew about Terraria, you fight this boss and it's hard as balls, and you're open to everything else, you're open to hard mode, and it takes you from being this expert in Terraria to this noob again. It is literally the gateway, it's like a bridge, and that's why I love it so much. It's an awesome boss, and it definitely deserves number 2 on this spot. Now you're probably wondering what number 1 on my list is, and it's not actually a mechanical boss, even though I think they're awesome. It's Eater of Worlds. Now the reason I love Eater of Worlds is because it's just a defect in a way. You see, Eye of Cthulhu was meant to be the first boss, but as time went on, people used the Eater of Worlds to their advantage. Uremir was the first person to take advantage of this, and he used it in his speedruns. I just love that when you fight it, it all breaks down, and it's just absolutely carnage. I think it's actually a really fun fight. I think it's quite terrifying when you've got friends there and they're all going, ah, where's it coming from? It is actually a genuinely fun fight, and Eater of Worlds has a special place in my heart, just because, I don't know, it's there from the beginning. I think it was actually the first boss I ever fought. And I don't know, maybe it's that, maybe it's the fact that I'm just a bit nostalgic about it, but it's definitely my number 1 boss. It's simple, it's fun to fight, and let's be honest, it's a giant worm, and giant worms are awesome. So, that's about it for my top 5 list. How far do you agree with this list? Be sure to let me know what your top 5 list is in the description below. If you want to share this onto social networking sites, that'd be really helpful, help share the channel and stuff like that, and be sure to like it if you really enjoyed it. I'm actually really looking forward to the final boss, I'll be sure to do lots of videos on it, and it's quite sad really that it would come into an end in this kind of thing. Bosses are a key part of the game, and they're what kept me playing. So, thank you all for watching, my name is James, peace.